Hello, I am Cassidy. Welcome to my channel. I help women feel more beautiful and confident in themselves. And with this video, that's specifically what I'm going to be talking about to you about is how to be and become and feel more confident with yourself. So first, I just want to acknowledge how I think of confidence and what it means to me. I would define it as loving and accepting yourself, where you can show up in the world in a way where you accept who you are, you love who you are, and you can just be who you are and be confident in that. So we don't want to confuse it with being conceited. Conceited is where you are comparing yourself to other people. You're seeing how you measure up to everyone else. And when you're conceited, you think you're superior to other people and you're thinking, oh, I'm this great because of this, and this person sucks because of this. And we don't want to be like that, right? We don't want to be conceited. So being confident is a great thing, and it doesn't mean that you're conceited because it's not about other people. It's just about your relationship with yourself, and it's about you feeling whole and complete with who you are and loving who you are. So just a few things that have helped me become more confident and that I want to share with you. The first thing I want to talk about with confidence is that it's a muscle. Just like a physical muscle, you have to work on it. You have to spend time, go to the gym, work out those muscles, and that takes time to build up those muscles and get it strong. It's that same concept. Confidence is a muscle where you are going to have to work on it. It's going to take some consistency. You're going to have to make sure there's time every day where you are working on loving yourself more and accepting who you are. And it's going to take some time. It's not going to be an overnight thing where all of a sudden you feel confident and you've made it. It's also something you have to keep working on, just like with your physical muscles. You don't just work hard for a few months and get the muscle that you want and then you're set. You have to keep up with it, right? So it's that same thing. So if you're not there yet, don't feel bad because everyone is capable of building that confident muscle, and you can too. Some of the things that have helped me, one of them is to stop comparing yourself to other people. I know that's easier said than done. We live in the world of, social media, all the marketing, the media. It's all in our face all the time, and we see so many advertisements that we're not even picking up on all of them because there's just so many. A lot of it's just subconscious that our subconscious mind is seeing. And over time, we've been seeing what people create as the ideal, what you're supposed to look like, what you're measuring up against. So I know it's easier said than done, but if you can become aware of yourself, comparing how often you're comparing yourself to other people, and it's going to be something you're going to have to work on, and you're not going to be perfect at it, and you're still going to slip up, and that's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up about when you slip up. It's going to be something that will greatly benefit you when you can stop letting other people's successes and other people's strengths feel like it's taking away from you. Another person's beauty does not diminish your own beauty. There's just different types of beauty, and not one is greater or superior or weaker than the other. They're all beautiful. And so we need to stop seeing it as if this person over here is beautiful in this way, that somehow diminishes my type of beauty. It's not true. That's just kind of a lie that we've been fed and is something we've accepted as true, and it's really just not the truth. You have your own unique beauty, and isn't it great that we're all different? And that leads into my next one, which is embrace your uniqueness. Embrace what makes you you, and embrace what makes you different from everyone else. A lot of times it's easy to see when, like we were talking before, when there's a certain standard, it's easy to see oh, that's what I need to be aiming for. And that's not the case. This reminds me of a quote that is, I don't even know where it came from or where I heard it, but it's something to the effect of no one else is like you, and that is your power. Really, it's like if you look at it as a power, that's like your superpower, is that you're super you. That's so cheesy. But when you look at it that way, it makes it really cool that there's no one else on this planet like you. So to me, when I think about embracing who I am, and this could be like a good writing activity, like take out your journal and just write a few things. List what all of your strengths are. What are things that you just are naturally, all of your life, some of those things that just have come natural to you. And it can be all kinds of things. It can be like physical beauty, and it can also be, your personality traits and that kind of thing. Also, you can think of what are your talents and gifts. Some of them might come naturally, but also a lot of them are probably things that you've spent a lot of time and practice on. And those are great too. It just shows what you're capable of doing when you show up consistently and try to get better at it. Also, this is writing down your weaknesses and maybe the things that you think you don't super love about yourself. The thing about weaknesses is really they are strengths. Sometimes our weaknesses are just strengths that we aren't using correctly, if that makes sense. So and being confident, it doesn't mean that we ignore the parts about ourselves that maybe we don't super love or that we perceive as weaknesses. It's accepting those things. It's accepting that, yeah, I have a tendency to procrastinate or whatever. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But you can come to accept it and look at it as, well, that might be my natural tendency, but I can still do my best to show up. And when I am procrastinating, it makes me get stuff done super quick. It might be at the last minute, but I get it done and I work really well under that pressure. I don't know, but you can twist it to where you're like, oh, actually, that's kind of a strength because it's worked out for me in this and this and this case. But the whole point is to just accept all of those parts of who you are and embrace it. And when you can feel just like whole and complete in that way, you'll show up in the world in just a whole another like positive light, and people will see that and you will draw people to you. So next one, pay attention to your thoughts. We have an inner dialogue, and our thoughts are kind of crazy because we have like 60,000 thoughts a day. Most of them are subconscious, and they're just like on a repeating loop. We're thinking the same thoughts every single day, at least like 90% of them, probably more than that. So we're not even conscious of all of these thoughts, and there's no way we could be because there's so many. There's no way you're gonna realize you're thinking those things. So if you can just start paying attention to that and start realizing, what are the things that I'm telling myself? What are my gut reactions when I look in the mirror? When I take a picture, what are the first things that I start criticizing about myself? And the thing about our thoughts, it's funny, for some reason we don't question them. We accept them as truth, and we just think that's what it is and that's who I am. But your thoughts are not you. Like I was saying before, your mind is just on this automatic loop, and a lot of it's subconscious, and it's just information that it's taken in, and your brain doesn't know how to filter through it and only accept truth. It accepts everything, all the false beliefs too. So it's going to be a process to go through that and filter that stuff out and to change that loop to be a more positive loop. So how this affects your confidence is if you're constantly telling yourself these negative things and telling yourself things that are bringing you down or bringing your vibe down, they're making you believe that this and this and this is wrong with you, your whole confidence is going to come down with that. So we want to change it and reverse it and make it a more positive note where we're feeding ourselves truth, we're feeding ourselves love and joy and all the good, happy things. And that is just going to completely lift your confidence. Some of the ways that I like to do this is with gratitude and affirmations. When you are thankful for your life, everything in your life, when you're grateful for who you are, everything about you, just like the weaknesses like we were talking about before, when you're even grateful for those things and you're even grateful for your trials and your struggles and your problems, you are going to feel more whole and complete. You're going to feel more at peace with who you are, with where you are in your life right now. And when you have gratitude, you are in a place of abundance where there's more than enough to go around. There's more than enough success to go around for everyone. There's more than enough beauty to go around for everyone. It's not a commodity. And it's just adding that more positive light to your life. When you are giving thanks and when you're gratitude, you're just attracting more of those good things to your life. So by doing that, you are just going to love who you are and just show up in a way where people can just see how confident and how, what's the word I'm thinking of? I guess content you are with life. With affirmations, this can completely change everything about your life, how you view yourself, everything you believe about yourself. And like I was talking about, all those subconscious beliefs that we have gathered throughout our life experiences, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some consistency to work through that and to change that. Positive affirmations, you probably heard of them. They're just thoughts. They're positive thoughts that you are exclaiming to yourself, and you're doing it consistently. You're doing it every day. And what that's doing is it's retraining your brain. It's retraining how you speak to yourself. It's retraining your thoughts. And you're just going to start believing more positive things about yourself. So they can be things like, I am beautiful. And you can tell yourself, I am confident. I am creative. I am strong. The list goes on and on. I will actually make an affirmation guide for you and write out some of my favorite affirmations, and you can use all of them. You can pick and choose which ones resonate with you that you feel like you really need, but I'll have that in the description for you. So that's something that you can download and use in your routine. You want to do it consistently though. You can do it morning, night, whenever, even if you can multiple times a day, that's awesome. If you can look, I think it's even more powerful if you can look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You're going to feel silly, and that's okay, but you'll get over it really quick, especially if it's just you, then it doesn't matter. But I really challenge you to do it consistently, and you will see a change. The last thing I want to leave you with is that the only opinion about you that matters is your own. And this is something that's kind of taken me a little while to work through. I don't know if I've always been this way, but as long as I can remember, I've really cared about what other people think about me. I've been kind of a people pleaser, and I like to make other people happy. And so if someone's opinion about me isn't great, that can like really bother me and worry me, and I can just like eat myself up about it. So, but I feel like I've come a long ways, and it's something I'm going to have to keep working through, so I'm not perfect at it. But just looking at the world this way has kind of changed things for me. That other people's opinions about you, they simply just don't matter. They can think whatever they want. That's their business, and it's not your business. If they don't like you, that's not for you to worry about. That's for them to worry about, and that's fine. When you can come to that place where you can just accept that other people's opinions don't matter, all that matters is what I think about myself and how I think about the kind of person I am. When I love who I am, when I like who I am, it really doesn't matter. Some people can disagree with it, and it's easier for me to brush it off because I say, you know what, I love who I am, and I know that I'm fine. So that can take a little bit to work through, and of course that doesn't mean that you can't have any emotion. That doesn't mean that if someone says something super terrible to you, that you have no emotion, that it doesn't affect you. It's okay if you have emotion with it. If someone says something really terrible to me, I'm probably going to feel bad. I'm probably going to be a little bit sad about it. But it's not going to change how I view myself. I might feel sad for a minute, and then I'll let it go. Because, again, I will come back to, you know what? I love who I am. I love this and this and this about me. And if that person doesn't feel that same way, then that's fine. That's on them. And the thing about this is almost the majority of the time, when someone has some kind of negativity towards you, when they say some kind of mean thing to you, a lot of times it is just they are pushing onto you what they are battling within themselves. So a lot of times it's not even about you. It has nothing to do with what you did or what you said or who you are. It can have everything to do with them and what they're struggling with. So you can even look at it that way and think when someone says something terrible to you, you can think about it like, oh, wow, like feel love and um, empathy for them, and you can think, wow, they're saying that to themselves. They're having that struggle with themselves. And I feel, a little bit bad for them that that's what they're battling with. And instead, you can send love to them. And that just, it feels a lot better. It doesn't mean that what they did was okay. It doesn't mean what they said was okay. But it's just, you don't have to carry that energy. You don't have to take yourself down to that place. And above all, you don't have to believe whatever it is they're telling you. And you shouldn't believe. I hope you don't believe whatever it is they're telling you, when you can come to that place where you know who you are, you love who you are, and you know it's not about you. So those are a few of the things that really made a difference for me, and I hope that it was helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think. If there's anything that is going to be helpful for you, or if you have a question, I'll be happy to answer in the comments. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.